In light of the shooting and the circumstances surrounding it, it's been a weekend full of protests in Madison. Different groups and community leaders all coming together. This video is from one of yesterday's protests led by the Young, Gifted, and Black Coalition as hundreds raised their voices in order to show their anger and frustration. But tonight, more somber of an approach as hundreds surround the house where Robinson was shot holding candles, remembering the 19-year-old. Valina Jones was at tonight's candlelight vigil. And Valina, an emotional night, I'm sure.
It was very emotional. Community members, leaders, and friends talked about how they want to go forward, but also how they remember Tony Robinson. That vigil started at 7:30 and wrapped up around 9 o'clock tonight. Around 300 people gathered here tonight to reflect on the life of Tony Robinson. Friends reflected on his character, describing him as a person who loved everyone. Community leaders, standing firm in solidarity, said they're committed to making sure that the fallout from Ferguson does not happen here in Madison.
Cars are not burning. Cars are not being flipped over. This is how we roll here. We know how to be angry and intelligent. We know how to stand strong and have integrity. I was asked earlier by someone from national media, do we have the potential of another Ferguson? And I said, isn't one enough? We are building community. We are not monolithic, but we are unified. And we are standing together. I just want everyone to know that Tony was one of the best people that I knew. And he always knew how to make people happy.
The Young, Gifted, and Black Coalition, who helped coordinate tonight's vigil, says they want funeral services for the family to be fully paid by the mayor and the Madison Police Department. Now back out here live, Danica, we are still at the site on Willie Street where the shooting happened, and protesters are now coming down Williamson Street. They left the site here at around 9 o'clock and they circled around to East Washington, and now they're just coming back to the site of where Tony Robinson was shot on Friday.
Certainly a lot going on, Valina, and Valina has been reporting for us since this happened. Valina, I understand you just spoke to the family representative as well?
I did, and the family representative said that the family and the mother of Tony Robinson will gather for a press conference at 4 o'clock tomorrow. The location is still being determined at this point, but they say it will be somewhere on Willie Street, Danica.
I'm sure more heartfelt words to come tomorrow. Valina Jones reporting live for us tonight. Valina, thank you. As Valina just mentioned, many are making comparisons to the uproar in Ferguson, Missouri last year. Chief Koval says while he's proud of the police here, he understands why the shooting would garner such national attention.
Well, to the extent that you have, again, a person of color, unarmed, who subsequently loses his life at the hands of the police, I can't very well distance myself from that brutal reality.
But Boys and Girls Club CEO Michael Johnson, who has been very involved in this weekend's response to the shooting, says police and protesters have acted drastically different than they did in Ferguson.
People need to be emotional. People need to be angry, but we can't tear this great city apart when a situation like this occurs.
Johnson spoke in Ferguson during the protest following Michael Brown's death there. Brown, an 18-year-old unarmed black man, was shot and killed by a white officer last August.